Do they look familiar? Well, these guys are former presidents of the United States. There have been 45 men who have served as president of our country. Some of them are probably more familiar than others. This guy may be the most famous. Do you know who he is? He was the first president of the United States. You know what's really cool about him? When he was voted into office, it was unanimous. Do you know what unanimous means? It means that everybody agreed that George Washington should be the first president of the United States of America. America was a smaller country back then. Instead of the 50 states we have today, there were only 13 colonies. There were 69 members of the Electoral College back then, and 35 votes were needed to win. George Washington got all 69 votes. That's unanimous, when everyone is in full agreement. Well, the opposite of agreement is disagreement. Do you know that word? When people have different opinions. Other words that go with disagreement are conflict, or clash, or contrast. There is a holiday in February, and there is a lot of disagreement with this day. People have different ideas. Their opinions clash. People disagree on what to call it. People disagree on how to spell it. People disagree on what it's celebrating. Well, here's what we can all agree on. President's Day is an American holiday. It became a national holiday in 1879. Our president back then was President Rutherford B. Hayes, and he wanted George Washington's birthday to be a national holiday. George Washington's birthday is on February 22nd, so President Rutherford B. Hayes thought February 22nd should be the holiday. Eventually, it was decided that the holiday would always be celebrated on the third Monday of February, so it wouldn't always be on February 22nd. Well, that's what people could agree on. Here's where things get complicated. Some people think that the holiday should be celebrating George Washington, since his birthday is in February. Some people think that the holiday should be celebrating George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln's birthday is on February 12th, so it's really close to George Washington's. Some people think that the holiday should be celebrating all the presidents. After all, it's called President's Day. And still other people think that there should just be a few presidents to celebrate, Washington and Lincoln and a few others. I told you, there was a lot of disagreement with this holiday. The government has said that it is a federal holiday, but every state is allowed to call it whatever they want and celebrate it any way they want. They can call it Washington's birthday, so it's just about President George Washington. They can also call it Washington and Lincoln's birthday, so it's celebrating two of our presidents. They can also call it President's Day. Now, notice that apostrophe. The word ends with apostrophe S. That means it's about one president. It's all about George Washington. To make it even more confusing, some states choose to move the apostrophe after the S, like this. When it's after the S, it means it's celebrating all the presidents. The day belongs to all our presidents. In Maryland, it is spelled that way, President's Day. In New Hampshire, it is called President's Day. In Utah, it is called Washington and Lincoln Day. In Massachusetts, it is called Washington's birthday, and that Monday of February marks the first day of February vacation. Some schools in Massachusetts get a whole week off. That's more than enough time to celebrate all the presidents. How much do you know about our presidents? Do you think we should be celebrating all of them or some of them? Well, at least everyone can agree that George Washington should be celebrated as the first ever president of the United States of America. Now that's unanimous. Enjoy the day off from school, boys and girls, and happy President's Day.